All right, what is up, YouTube? We are back again, and today we are going to be talking about offering and accepting. So, what happens when you make an offer? What happens when a offer is accepted? What happens before then? What happens after? What happens in the whole process? This is the time to review that and really make sure that you're ready to go when that time comes. So, first things first, preparing the offer, right? We're going to talk in three phases. We're going to talk about preparing the offer, submitting the offer, and then the negotiation process, right? So without further ado, let's jump in. So preparing the offer, the first thing is you need to determine the price, right? This is where you really need to run your numbers and deal analysis comes in. You should be able to look at an offer, look at a property, be able to run the numbers. And then once you're done running the numbers, look back and say, okay, this property, because it will yield me a X% cash on cash return, I can pay Y for it, right? So really that number comes from running your numbers and knowing your buy box. So once you determine the price, the offer price, two, you need to obtain financing pre-approval. This is going to your lender. You need to make sure you have a pre-approval letter to actually go make that offer. You cannot make an offer without a pre-approval letter, for anything on market traditionally. Then, of course, you have to review property disclosures. So if available, the buyer will review any disclosures provided by the seller about the property's condition. This is a document that should be shared by your realtor in what regards to the property you're offering. He's responsible to pull that from the MLS and provide it to you, right? And we have more examples. If you comment below, I'm happy to send you one. Then the next thing, your realtor will go ahead and prepare the offer through the offer form. And then you want to talk about contingencies. So contingencies are basically, the deal will go through or this offer will be accepted if these contingencies are met, right? So common contingencies include financing, the buyer must secure a mortgage, inspection, right? The property must pass an inspection, and appraisal, the property must appraise for at least the purchase price. Number 6, specify the earnest money. So the earnest money is the amount of money that you put down in good faith, right, with your offer once the offer gets accepted, right? So an earnest money deposit is usually included as a show of good faith. This deposit is held in escrow and is typically 1 to 3% of the offer price. This is also negotiable. It's not always, but usually it is. And lastly, set deadlines. The offer will specify deadlines for the seller to respond and for the buyer to complete inspections and secure financing. Pretty self-explanatory. Number 2, for submitting the offer. This is, what happens when the offer is actually submitted. Your agent, as the buyer, will represent the offer to the seller or the seller's agent. This can be done electronically, in person, in paper, or verbally, followed up by, of course, documentation, right? You can take advantage of dual agency in the states that allow it. Dual agency occurs when a real estate agent works on behalf of both the home buyer and the seller. In this case, you can present the following 2 options, right? So what that means is, and again, it's not legal in all states, but it means that the realtor, right, is both representing the buyer and the seller. So he has both parties' fiduciary responsibilities. So first off, let the agent know that he can get both commissions, seller and buyer agents. Therefore, the agent will be more incentivized to present your offer compared to others. 2, allow the seller to keep the commission that he would pay to the buyer agent, therefore reducing his expenses and asking price. It's a really good trick. I've used it once. It works very, very well. Right? Once the offer is submitted and presented, then the seller goes ahead and will review it. So the seller reviews the offer. They may consider various factors such as the offer price, contingencies, and the buyer's financial qualifications. Now the negotiation process. What's most likely going to happen if you do not come in at asking, you're going to most likely get a counteroffer or just a straight rejection, right? If the seller for a counteroffer is not satisfied with the initial offer, they may respond with a counteroffer. The counteroffer might adjust the price, change the terms, or modify the contingencies. Such offer can be made verbally, and if you accept, you can rewrite your offer or contract if they can reply with an addendum to the original offer. Pretty self-explanatory. From there, after they counter, you can accept or you can counter again. And it will go back and forth until you get the deal closed. That is all I have for offer and accepting. The next video will be going over pre-closing. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. If you're looking for a community to help you get your first or next rental property, we would love to jump on a call with you and see how we can help. Talk to you soon.